Alright, Cast Nation, so I'm about to go in to watch Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's no thing about to walk into, of course, theater, but this is my last anticipated film of the year, so I'm super, super excited. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've already watched Mission Impossible 1 and 2, halfway to 3, but then I had to basically come here, of course. I got a recap of 3 through 7, by the way, and I'm overall excited, man. Me and Copycat are gonna have a good time with this. Again, this is my last anticipated film of the entire year. The rest of the films, if I like them, cool. If I don't, it is what it is. But this is my last top 5 film of the year. This is the last one on the list. So, what am I expecting at least? Great action, great time with Tom Cruise and the crew and the Mission Impossible gang, you know. A good story, a good conclusion, obviously, but still something left to be seen, you know. So, like I said, man, I'm excited as hell. I'm at North Lake. I love this theater, by the way, so much. It's so nice. So, without further ado, let's walk into the theater. Again, there's nothing on the screen for some reason, just to show the title, but of course, we gotta do it. Yeah, y'all know we do things on the Cool Cast YouTube channel. Let's go. I just gotta say Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It was a really good film. There's definitely some issues I have with the film overall. Pacey, characters I'm not a big fan of, you know. It did end well. It did end with me wanting more for the next one. I'm super excited. And I honestly give this film a 7 out of 10. Overall, definitely worth seeing in theaters for sure. Guys, today, so welcome back to a brand new video. We got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 review. I saw this last night. It was my last anticipated film of the summer. So, what do you think about it? Number one, it was a great experience, great to watch. Overall, glad I got to see it at Dolby Cinema. Number two, people are of the assumption that you have to watch the previous movies to watch this one and enjoy it fully. Not the case. I've watched Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3, and I can tell you for absolute fact that basically each Mission Impossible movie has its own story and own conclusion of that story, right? Mission Impossible 1, story starts and ends on its own note. You know what I'm saying? There's no overall connected tissue, if that makes sense. The overall connected tissue is basically characters that we get to see. We get to see Ethan, we get to see Luther, Benji, and all of them. By the way, it's great. I got an absolute blast. We talked about each one of those people, okay? So I went to this movie super, super excited. I was excited as could be. It was my only movie left to go for. And I gotta say, it was a good experience, great experience. I have some issues with it. So let me get the negatives out of the way real quickly, okay? The negatives first. Number one, I did not like Haley Atwell's character. I understand why they had her in the film, her character and all that, because of what she's able to do. And I'm not going to say what it is because of the fact that it hasn't been revealed in the trailers, I don't believe. So I'm not going to note all that. But again, I understand why they had her character in the film. I just didn't like the way she was written and portrayed. That makes sense. Because a lot of times in this film, without going into detail about what's going on, you see a lot of different scenes to where Ethan / Tom Cruise trying to help her character out in multiple different ways. Constantly having to save her and her constantly running away, causing more and more effing trouble for him. And it's like if she just stayed her butt where she needed to be and went with him, life would be so much easier and better. Okay, that was my number one first negative. So her character, Grace, I didn't like her that much at all. I just didn't. Even the ending, still didn't like her. If I'm being completely honest, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So. Number two negative is the pacing of the film. This film, I felt the red tide. I'll be completely, totally honest with you all. I felt the red tide. Okay, there are parts where it was good, parts where I was on the edge of my seat, and there are parts where I'm like, okay, come on. You know, there are multiple times about the film where I wanted to check my phone to see what time it is because I know when the movie's supposed to end because whenever you add the movie, whatever movie you're about to watch to your calendar on your iPhone or app in general, it says this movie starts. It's all that. Anyways, I wanted to check to see what time it was, see how much movie had left of it. I was getting a little bit bored in certain areas of the film. Obviously, I'm not going to go into which parts because I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. But like, there was just parts I was like, okay, like, we could have maybe a little bit trimmed this scene out, take this scene out, not include this character because it didn't really make sense to me overall. It just didn't. And yeah, the pacing, the beginning was great, but it does take its time to find its right footing. And even in the second and third act, I was still struggling with it a good bit. I was like, okay, or now we're supposed to be the action part of the movie. We're doing a lot of exposition dump, a lot of explaining to the audience, like that they don't know already what's going on. Kind of annoying. Let's get to it. Let's get to what we came here for, Number 3, and I can't really go into detail about this one. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. So I won't go into detail about what the first example is, but something happens to a particular character in the film, right? And so basically, this person is supposed to be non-existent, to put it lightly, okay? But the thing is that this person and another character go to a public place where it literally shows you a camera is on top. And it's like, wait, if this person's supposed to be non-existent, and we know that there's already, let's just say, people connected to the situation that would want to know about that around, why are we having we literally, the movie shows you a camera, it's front and center right there, like the camera points to it. I'm like, wait, if they're supposed to be non-existent, there's a camera right there, that defeats the whole purpose, because then they would figure out, and they never did figure out when they never, like, what? So, positives. Number 1, this movie had me at the edge of my seat multiple times. It was so good. There were so many reveal moments, and not reveal as in like, oh my god, like not as in plot reveals necessarily, but like, oh my god, shocker moments. I remember the very beginning of the film, right? There's a specific scene with a group of people, and if you've already seen the film, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where a group of people are talking about a specific person, and then a person, let's just say, enters a room, and it's like, oh wow, that was kind of cool, dude. The way they did that was awesome, And that was just so dope to me, man. I liked Palm Klementov's character, by the way. She doesn't really say any dialogue at all, period, except for in the mid act of the film. But I like what they did with her character. I could totally see her as a Harley Quinn or maybe a Poison Ivy in the DCU. By the way, I just want to put that out right now, okay? I thought she was gonna have more to do in this film. She doesn't. I understand what her purpose was, but kind of weird to me, So kind of a mixed bag there. Overall though, my second positive would be story was good. I love how they really show how this villain in the film, this entity thing, is a threat. It shows literally how it messes even with Ethan and his team in a certain aspect, which I'm not going to reveal, of course. I thought that was very cool to show it's like, oh my god, it's such a powerful thing. It was able to do all these different things in the film, if you will, right? And I will say this much: the film does end in a satisfactory way. It doesn't end a cliffhanger, which I thought was going to happen, but it definitely leaves you wanting more. Trust, it does. It's okay. We got to the end. This is what happened. That is a good ending. I really like that a lot. Negative number 3. There were these 2 people, and I won't be specific. There are these 2 different people in the film chasing down Ethan, right? And basically, I was annoyed by them the entire time because, like, when they enter the film, I was expecting at some point for them to just, okay, at this point they're gonna obviously leave him alone. At this point, the film, they're obviously gonna back off. But no, they're there the entire way through, and it just became like it's like, okay, just stop, just get out of the way. If you're never going to do anything majorly drastic in the story and all that. Like you could literally cut out all of these people's scenes in the film, and it wouldn't have made a difference at all. Okay, that's my third negative. These two different characters literally just were completely useless. They're only there to provide one purpose, which was to add to the conflict of the film. But to me, it was just really, really necessary because we already see, like, Ethan already has to deal with so much in this film. We don't need these two people in the film. I would just gotten rid of them. I would have booed them out, okay? My positive is A, Ethan, his team, love them to death, love seeing them. The action, cinematography was all great. And the fourth one has to be just the overall elements of the spiness in this film. What they're able to do in the Mission Impossible movie of having to be able to do different things with technology, if you will. I'll say that much. I love that so much. And I love it how there's just so many good reveals, so many cool scenes. It truly feels like an epic spy thriller adventure to me, So I give this film a 7 out of 10. Again, I thought the plot was good, story was well told. Certain parts of it that could have been trimmed out to get a bit more. This film could have been at least 10 minutes shorter than it needed to be. Overall, had a great time with it. I didn't like Haley Atwell's character, Gwen, at all, period. Paul Klimatov, the guy who plays Deathstroke, I can't remember his name, I'll put it on the screen here. Were great also additions to the film. Awesome. I thought one character was useless. Don't know why they were in the film to begin with. Two characters that were completely useless at all, also, of course. Two characters that were just why, But overall, this is, I always say this is a top seller. It's a good watch in the theater course. Is it my favorite movie of the year? No, it's not. It's not my favorite film of the year. But I did enjoy myself quite a bit. So that's my review. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Thank you as always for tuning in. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit like button if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one.